Hello, welcome to Land Timber Stream. It's Saturday night. Let's talk some CCIE exam prep. I have 4 days to the exam. Well, really, it's like 2, but the actual countdown, official countdown, is 4. Although today is just about over. And then we've got, let's see, I've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. So, okay, well, Wednesday's not really. Anyway, it's coming up really close, folks. And the point is that, we're doing the best we can to get prepared for the last bit. And I have to say, it's going pretty well. I'm starting late tonight because I had to help some folks, some family members. I have a truck, so as you may know, if you have a truck, you get called upon at various times to help move things, like pick up trees and move them for people. So I'm a little late tonight, but I did get a little bit of whiskey out of it. So I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, we're celebrating a good week so far. I finished the blueprint review, the overall blueprint review, 7 days. 7 sections of the blueprint. So I was running late yesterday on evolving technologies, but I did finish it last night, actually. So SDN, network programmability, as well as IoT. I got through all of that and created even more flashcards. And today was all about review of flashcard information. So we're talking like memorization, facts, correcting, ideas, some of them we got right, some of them we got wrong. And when I get them wrong, I try to figure out why. And that may lead sometimes to additional sort of research or double checking. So that was really my day today. I've been through a lot of flashcards in my own set. I've not reviewed anyone else's today as of yet, but this takes me some time. So actually, let's see right now, how many do I have? 849. So yeah, I've been adding some today. But it's going well. So I don't know how many you got through today, to be honest. I think there's a way to see. First review, latest review, just today. Okay, 1227. Yeah, rating 4, interval. So it doesn't really tell me how many cards, but obviously since 7:30 this morning, maybe that's what that is. Oh, 29. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I've been going through these today and it's been going well. I got to EEM and I missed a question there, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just make a flow chart, process flow diagram out of this. And I've done this before with some other sort of technologies or questions, and I don't know, I think it turned out pretty good. I think it's going to stick with me. So I think it's a really good learning aid for me to draw these. It does take a little bit of time. But we're talking about the exit status, right? So Cisco EEM, Embedded Event Manager, there's numerous actions that can be taken. There are numerous triggers that can launch an applet script. So in this particular case, this is when there's a certain action on the CLI. So in this case, for example, you could have in your applet, there are a couple of examples here. Event CLI patterns show tech support. Someone types show tech support. How do these variables work? So I just did a drawing of it, and it was helpful for me just to go through mapping out the process. And I think I've got this in my mind now. Like, I'll be able to recall this on an exam. No problem. So it's posted out there. There is a link here if you're interested at it. It's on GitHub in my notes repo. So that's the direct link. But if you just want to clone the repo, just go to the repo URL there and click on the notes and click clone. And you can clone that for your own use if that's helpful. I've got some other diagrams in there, but it's one of the better ones so far. And I've got ideas for future ones to do like that, right? And then I learned today, just by reviewing some of the optional spanning tree features, I learned, and maybe I'd read this before again, but maybe I hadn't, that a port configured with portfast still sends BPDUs. I don't know how I didn't know this before, but when I read it, I read a statement on CCIE in 8 weeks about that. I was like, really? I don't know if I believe that. So I actually labbed it really quick. I just booted a couple of switches and configured a device for portfast, and sure enough. So now a lot of these spanning tree optional features that talk about where you should apply them, like loop guard, etc., ports that are expecting to receive a BPDU or to be sending a BPDU, that really impacts a lot of the optional features. So I was like, so yes, I'm still learning. We are in review, but here and there, I'm actually getting tidbits that I had not learned before, I had not comprehended before. So this is really good. But yeah, that's what I did today. And like I said, I'm up to 800 something, 800, almost 850 flashcards. So with the days I have remaining, I think it's Monday I have to work. So tomorrow will be a full study day. Tomorrow will be Sunday. I'll have, it's not going to be a heavy day on Monday for sure. And typically on a day like that, they'll let us out, early. I was going to go to like a New Year's party. I may skip that. I'm kind of leaning towards skipping it just because I want to be fresh the next day. The next day is my last review day prior to exams. So really, I have two full days to study prior to the exam. I have a little bit left tonight, and I have some time left on Monday. But I have Sunday and Tuesday, really. And Tuesday, I want it to be light. So tomorrow's going to be my main day. And tomorrow, my main thing is going through the rest of the flashcards that I've created. I have this visual CCIE idea, like in the future. Like, I think I may do one tomorrow over BGP conditional advertisements, like a process flow diagram. I would love to do more of those. That's actually like a really good book idea. Because you can say a lot with a picture, right? I mean, a picture in this case might be worth several thousand words. I don't know. I mean, I just found that super helpful. So, hey, DGI Tech, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good Saturday night. We're not partying up this Saturday night. We're actually talking about, our exam and certification study guides. So, yeah, so that's what's going on. I would love to do one on BGP conditional advertisements. I'm doing actually just passed my CCENT certification yesterday. Whoa, that's awesome, DGI Tech. Congratulations on passing the CCENT. That is great. So, you need to celebrate, my friend. I always say when you pass an exam, you got to celebrate, reward yourself, even if that reward is just taking a little time for yourself. Don't necessarily have to spend any money, but there's nothing wrong with doing that either. Buy yourself something, right? Buy yourself a little gift or reward. Good job. That's excellent. And of course, don't wait too long before you schedule that next exam, which you may have already done, DGI Tech, but man, that's awesome. I'm always happy to hear that feeling when you... Thank you. Also, I agree. It's a way to keep myself motivated. Actually, absolutely. Having that target date, that impending exam date is always a motivator. And I love hearing about people who get that feeling when you click end exam and, the score pops up and it's a pass. Such a great feeling, isn't it? I hope to have that in 4 days myself, my friend. But yeah, we're going to keep going over flashcards tomorrow and drill sheet reviews. And if I have time, which I probably won't, let's be honest. But there are other places where I can look at review sections just to make sure there aren't any gaping holes in my knowledge. I can look back over the blueprint itself where I have weakest sections marked. DJI Tech lost my shit. I was a bit nervous in the end. I had next to no time for the last 10 questions. I was down to 1 minute on the last simlet. Happy regardless. Yeah. I was kind of like that for my route exam. And of course the last 2 written attempts. But for the CCNP route, I was really close on time. Of course, I passed well beyond a passing grade. But I didn't know that at the time. And, you know, the T-shoot, man, I was done like halfway through. And I got 1,000 on the T-shoot. But yeah, I know that feeling too, my friend. But yeah, as I have time, we're going to go over. There's a few other places where they're really good, like questions to check yourself before the exam. One is in the OCG books, CCIE in 8 weeks, exam preparedness. At the end of every chapter, they have exam preparedness, bullet points. And then the INE video series has some questions at the end. How goes your CCIE route and switch studies? You're on day 350. Yeah, man, 350. I have an exam in 4 days, the written exam. And I think I'm more ready than ever before. So, yeah, I'm still not 100% sure I'm going to pass. I'm not 50% sure that I'm going to pass. But I feel much better prepared than before. So, yeah, thank you for asking, DJI Tech. But yeah, the last few days, just going over review questions, going over these flashcards. As a matter of fact, I have a question here that I'd like to put before everybody. I try to put in like one little trivia question. I'm showing the answer, aren't I? What are some key differences with bidirectional PIM, and that's protocol independent multicast, and other PIM routing methods? Did you say something like other search? You don't know what you don't know. 1 year is a large amount of time. Must attempt to at least see where you stand. Yeah, Digitech, I've already failed this exam twice. So I have a really good idea what the exam experience is like and what my weaknesses are. So this will be my 3rd attempt. But yeah, what separates bidirectional PIM from other PIM routing methods? So when you think about PIM, you think of what? There is dense mode. Yeah, sparse mode. You have SSM, which is source specific multicast. Interesting. I wish you all the luck. You put in the work. It will come. Thank you, Digitech. Yes, it will. One way or another. And then we have bidirectional PIM. So this is, of course, has been a very weak area for me. Multicast, PIM, protocol independent multicast. So I've really been studying up a lot on this. And there are guaranteed to be multicast questions on the written exam for sure. And I'm going to say that just from having taken it twice and being just surprised the amount of multicast IGMP that can be on the exam, right? And it's definitely in the blueprint. But how can we compare bidirectional? Well, there's several ways that bidirectional PIM is different from the other methods. And just so I don't miss one of these, one is that the rendezvous point never builds S, G entries. So they're all star, G entries, right? And that is because what's really interesting about bidirectional PIM, which is bidirectional PIM is meant to be many-to-many communication, right? Say, for example, like WebEx, where anybody on the network could host a meeting, or gaming. Let's say like in gaming, anybody could be a host and need to multicast to other hosts. Well, in bidirectional PIM, like I mentioned, if the fact that you never build S, G entries and you only use star, G entries, that has several implications already, right? One thing that's really cool is in bidirectional PIM, traffic flows up and down the shared tree. That makes it very unique. Generally, the other PIM methods, traffic flows down the tree from the source, the multicast source. And, source discovery or source discovery goes up the tree. So, advertising membership in a group or requesting or including a host including itself in a multicast group, that is advertised up the tree. And then the actual traffic, the multicast traffic, is transmitted downstream. But in the case of bidirectional PIM, traffic goes up and down the tree. So since we're not using S, G, we don't need PIM register and stop register mechanism. Also, obviously, if traffic is going both directions, RPF check will not work. So it is actually disabled in bidirectional PIM. And of course, you need loop prevention. So the loop prevention mechanism in bidirectional PIM is the election of a designated forwarder. And the forwarder helps prevent looping of traffic. So anyway, great question there. That is our trivia question of the day. And I only have one link. Again, very boring, folks. Not anything I could show you from a lab point of view. My wife asked me, like, how's your day? And I'm like, I've got nothing to tell you because it's the most boring day ever because all I've done is sit and study flashcards or read material or whatever the case may be. So not a really exciting stream, but I do have this one link. Excuse me, that is just a link to that EM drawing. And you can also go to the GitHub and download, I've got a packet captures repo out there. I've got a notes repo out there. Etc. And it's all available free as is to the community. So that has been my day, folks, and that is what we've got going on. So tomorrow I'm going to do some more flashcards study, as I mentioned, and I'll keep you up to date. I should have a really nice full day of study tomorrow, no distractions, nothing else scheduled or planned. So I look forward to that, and we'll keep you posted as the countdown gets closer. So here's some whiskey to everybody, some good bits, some sending good vibes out to everyone. It is the weekend, folks, so if you have time, I know it's got a holiday coming up, just been to a holiday, but, we got New Year's and New Year's resolutions coming up for a lot of people. A lot of people are talking on Twitter about what are their goals for 2019. If you don't already have your goals set for your certification goals, think about what cert do I want to get in 2019? How am I going to get there? And, join us on the Discord here and share your thoughts and reach out to the community if you want some help. And we shall see you back here tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I'll post in Discord. But we'll definitely see you back here tomorrow on the Land Tamer stream. Everyone have a great night, great weekend. Good bits to all.